I've got the diff out of the car. What I'm doing at the moment is just checking the existing backlash, seeing where it sits. So I've got something as a reference mark. As you can see in a second, that it's just not particularly great. It's right on the upper limits, but is within spec. Just marking the diff now for when brought apart that it goes back together correctly. Just stamp it on both sides just to be sure. Just going to mark the teeth pattern. I'm just using zinc that you can get from Chemist Warehouse. It does the job. It's not perfect, but I wasn't paying the exorbitant amount of money for proper marking paste. You can see from this, if you zoom up into it, it's certainly not an ideal teeth pattern. It's closer to the heel side as opposed to the toe side.
Close to the outside.
Yeah, so it's losing a little bit. Just knocking the pins out on both sides. A bit of a pain in the ass to do. Just keep at it, you'll get to it. Once you've done that, you can see that I'm starting to knock the carriers around just a little bit, just to start to get it moving. Just zip out the bolts now. Let's use an impact gun so it looks off a little bit easier.
Beautiful. That fucking stinks.
prefer the bolts to be Loctite. I use Loctite glue because you don't want these coming out by any means. Alright, probably just let you know I had a lot of trouble getting this down. I'm not sure if you not grind, but just polish those down a bit to get the lips on. That side was okay. There's a few which I had to do to get it right, which is a bit frustrating. Once I got it done, so I just use one of these just to gently polish it down, just enough. And to finish the seating of it, I turn this over, put this facing down, and hammered it with a rubber mallet to get it in. Then to get the final, to finally seat on the inside, just tapped around all the way around until I eventually got it in. That was a bit of a fuck around, to be honest, but it got in there in the end. Like your bolts in now, and do them like in a pattern too. Don't just go right around. You want to go from one side to the other and just slowly working the staff forward. So this guy goes like this. Try and get this right. And 3 sides. There. Like so. Bearing scheme here. Let me just wipe that down. Don't like that. Fuck it. So that ring's quite difficult. Edges. Should be on these edges. Should be. too tight. Fuck. This has to come back that way. Also made this little tool to adjust. So I found, with all the information I was reading, I tried using RAV, which is setting this to 20 Newton meters and working from that. I found it just didn't work. Looking at a number of other sites and how other people were doing it, I kind of really liked their approach, which is basically you do it off feel, and then put the bearing caps in, and then back it off a bit. So I've pushed it all the way across, and there's obviously no plane at the moment. Put the bearing cap in now. Put the other one in. This one shouldn't be touching though. Should just be out for a little bit. Bring this back just slightly, not much about there. Now I can hear it's got a bit of rock. So the idea was as this turns, and as soon as you see the bearing gets tight, that's it, just there. And then I'll do the same for this side, just when it gets tight. It doesn't have to be too tight. About there. Then I'll put the caps on. Put the bearing caps on now. Make sure they're right. Bolts out. Just going to make sure they're reseated properly. Should have done this the first time. Tucking those in. That one's not seated properly. Go again. Good. And in. Just double check if there's a move. Now, I've fucked around with this probably a week, just trying to learn how to do backlash on this. It's taken me a long time to get to a point where I feel semi-comfortable. So just be prepared when you're playing around with it. If your car's in a garage or something like that, it's going to be out of action for a little while until you feel generally good enough to get it done. Oh shit, wrong way around. That was silly. just a little bit so it's soft. Pretty tight to start with, so there's no backlash at all on this at the moment. Put that way, probably too much. That's way too much. It's like 20 plus, so I'm going to take it that way a little bit. This is the other thing I learned is once you've got it relatively set, you've got to move it in or out sequentially. So if you move it half a turn this side, you've got to move it half a turn the opposite side to pull in and out. And always undo the side first that you're screwing into, as opposed to screwing up and pulling it out. So in this case I've got to back this off. I'm just going to say back it off 2 turns, 2 notches to there, and I'm going to pull this one in 2. So we're here 1, 2, it's got to go just to there. Way too little. Back this one off 1 notch, and just to here, and put this one on. About there. Don't know if you can see that in there, but looks like. Here's my lovely Rav. I think I'm on E, which is pinion shim correct, which should be because I haven't touched it, and increase the backlash. So we will.